All right, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. Hope you guys are all having a good day here today. See me. This is gonna be a little bit more of a wild one. Trust me, I know. Loki wants to say hello. Let me put my head over here very fast. Yeah, there you go. He says hello. But let me go over here very fast for you guys. Let's get started here. I'm running a little bit behind, but there we go. All right, so as far as Bitcoin's concerned, we're still ultimately, I would say, bearish right now as far as the short term, mostly because the 4-hour chart is still pretty bearish at this point. You could almost think of this as kind of a change of character from here to here, but I think the way that Lux Algo does it is it requires more consolidation before the break to actually show the break off, to not get stuck in some type of quagmire between lower highs and whatnot. Okay, so at this point in time, let me move this over here. Hey, Meekers, morning, Jay, Matt. Hope you guys are all having a good day here. As far as I'm concerned, we're still kind of in this bearish mentality where, hey, things are okay. They're not great, but they're good. And while the overall trend here, let me move this over here for you guys. The overall trend has been pretty bullish so far. I think that's been pretty good. We know those levels of resistance. Actually, let me go over here. We know that level of resistance. We know those levels of resistance when we zoom out a little bit more. That trend is still fine. The short term is where the technicals are kind of iffy at this point. I've been trying to wait to see if the data might get a little bit better here, but we do see everything right here as far as the oscillator still being bearish. So despite all that, the big news here is what happens with CPI data and FOMC minutes today. I think CPI is probably going to be the bigger move here, honestly, because I mean, a lot of what the FOMC minutes is going to be talking about here is basically what's going on with inflation, what's going on there, right? And let me move this back over here very fast. The dollar index is starting to come back down a little bit. We're hitting an order block. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's such a faint red here. However, actually, do I have? Yeah, it's only looks like one. I wonder why it's so faint. Anyway, you guys can see it's getting rejected off of this resistance right now. And while it's not necessarily a lot, at least we're heading in the right direction now. We're breaking down below levels of support. We're bouncing off maybe one pretty soon here. Let me show you guys this very fast. There we are. So maybe we bounce off of that, but since the data comes out in like 5-6 minutes here, I think we're going to be okay. You know, that the data can easily make us break down here and come all the way screaming back down if it's good. There are a few different expectations I think each of us has. We're all expecting 3.4% to come out today, but it could be 3.4, 3.3, 3.5. You can kind of expand from there. Last time when we shut up like this, it was at meeting expectations. I think meeting expectations will get the job done this time. 3.5 above expectations is not going to work out, of course. That'll drive this thing higher, and that'll cause more chaos, Bitcoin falling down even more, a lot of bad stuff here. A lot of your stop losses, if you guys are day trading, will hit if the CPI data is not too good here. On the other hand, you know, as we look at everything going on, if CPI data is better than expected, like 3.3%, so let me go here to trading economics. There you go. United States inflation rate. There we go. If we're below 3.4, 3.3 or something like that, I do believe we'd see Bitcoin probably shoot all the way back up here to at least that next level of resistance, which would be right around like 70,170. Then most likely consolidate before, like maybe for a day or something like that, before ultimately making that move up here. Remember, even if we decide to shoot up here, there's still that massive level of resistance around 72,000. And that's basically because there's a whole bunch of shorts waiting right here. Kind of a nice thing if you ask me, only because if we break through those shorts, that turns into a short squeeze that propels us up towards 80, 90, you know, and so forth here. So that's basically what's going on. I like to show you guys this though, just so you guys can see exactly what's happening, because there's always different ways to view this type of stuff. Like, let me go over here to smart money. There we go. So you can see the daily chart. Overall, I would say is bearish just because the oscillators. Doesn't mean that we're not going up still. It's fine. But in the short term here, I'm kind of just like not excited about it. The 4-hour, obviously pretty bearish, but we're about to have a little bit of a turnover here. Again, CPI is going to mess with all this here, but you guys get the point. The 1 hour chart, kind of more mixed, I would say, at this point. Nothing's really good, nothing's really bad. We're making our way back up, but still red change of character. We're kind of mixed as far as the oscillators are concerned, but there is no stochastic on this one. Or no, there's no MACD on this one. I wonder where it went. Interesting. Well, I'll get back up here later on. And then 50-minute chart. This doesn't really matter all too much, honestly, just because everything else is such a quagmire. You're not going to really have the momentum you're looking for to make a good trade unless you're looking necessarily buying off of a moving average. Like this is the 50 moving average right here on the daily charts. All right, let's go over here though, and we can kind of watch this play out. I do have, let me see if I can find this here for you guys. I do have CNBC right here in the bottom, right below my head. Hopefully that's going to be large enough for you guys. I'm going to hide it here very fast. Countdown to CPI report, about 4 minutes, so it's coming. And there's like a 30-second, or no, a 15-second lag between when it goes live on TV, for me, or here, and when you guys are going to get it. So you guys may see it if you're watching CNBC before me, then I'll see it, and then afterwards, there's a lag with YouTube, so it'll be like a cool 30-second lag. So don't rely on me or any YouTuber to give you the exact time when the data comes out. You should really be watching it on your phone, if you have a phone there, or if you have a TV, something like that, or heck, just an app. You'll learn about it a lot faster than just watching me. Just want to let you guys know, because I feel like people every now and again, they're like, hey, this wasn't exactly live, and I'm like, no, there's like a lag from when it comes over here to online, which is like this type of website type stuff, and then there's another lag when it comes to YouTube. So I want you guys to be able to get that data fast if you guys want to go down that path. And, let's see right here. I hope I have a great day too, my man. Hey, the power. What do you call? I am tired. I normally don't wake up at this time, but I'm going to trudge through it. I'm going to go take a nap again after the stream is over, and then I'm going to get ready for the 10 o'clock stream, because the 10 o'clock stream is going to be through, I think, noon or something like that, because we have to wait for the announcement from the Fed, and then we have to have the press conference, and then we have to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll probably take the night off because I'll be tired. So, yeah, we'll see. And hey, Kador, happy to see my man. Bayer Drifter, happy to see you. Good morning, good morning. The power, there you go, good morning. Oh, let's see, just said that right there. Prepare for battle. Oh, geez, I hope so, Larry. What do you call this? Is just going to be a big move here. I mean, again, so far we bounced off support levels. We actually even went down further than I thought we would. I thought we might kind of rest around here, but what we ended up doing was tapping on that 50-day moving average, basically, or holding that general support. Remember how I told you guys I might actually move the order block back here a little bit more? It's still held, don't get me wrong. It's still held, but I didn't like the way it actually just broke through all that type of stuff just to come back down to the 50. There was definitely some selling pressure there. And I think somebody called the bottom over here. And over here. And it still ended up coming down. It'll be a fun one for sure here. On the other side here, guys, let's go over to the 4-hour chart very fast. GameStop is up 22% pre-market. That's kind of nice to see. PopCat, that's popping off a little bit here, but you can see ultimately a lot of these tokens generally have had some really bad days. You can even see a head and shoulder right here actually on Jasmy. That's interesting. Hopefully we're not retesting to come back down. That's the big move for CPI here. Ocean, oh my God, Ocean token. I think everybody's selling these off, honestly, just to buy more when they merge. You look at Ocean right here. It's been coming down kind of hard. RLC, hard. GRT, coming down a little bit as well. There's been a lot of nasty moves in the market over the last few weeks. And let me pull up CNBC very fast, because they're already talking about it. And let me go over here to Bitcoin's prices. And what we'll actually do is we'll do a double. So let's go over here very fast. Oh, well, there's Bitcoin. Now, I don't think the reports come out, but if you guys see it,
number month over month up 0.1%.
Larry warning right here, 3.3.
Month over month 0.3%. Headline for year over year up 3.4%, and the core year over year up 3.5%. Ahead of this, you can see the Treasury market 15. With the U.S. 10-year sitting just below 4.4%, 339. The 2-year is sitting at 483.
I knew it was a good day to wake up. I knew it was a good day to wake up.
All right, we want to get right over to Rick Santelli. He is going to have those numbers in just about 5 seconds' time. Rick.
Well, you guys know ahead of time.
Yes, we are awaiting our May read on the Consumer Price Index. And, of course, this is expected to be a big deal for the Fed, which meets today, by the way, and it is hitting the wires.
So we're probably going to have
unchanged on headline month-over-month CPI, unchanged. As was pointed out, we're expecting up 0.1%. Unchanged is the lowest level going all the way back to May of 2020, so we'll call it 4 years when it was minus 1/10. We've had several reads that have been zero. Now, if we look at ex-food and energy month over month, up 0.2, also, as Becky pointed out, 1/10 lighter than expectations, 1/10 lighter than the rear view mirror, up 0.2. Last time we were at 0.2, well, it was October of last year. To find a lower number, up 1/10, you're going to August of 2021. Now, the year-over-year numbers, 3.3 on year-over-year headline, 1/10 lighter than both expectations and the rear view mirror. 3.3 is the lightest going back to February when it was 3.2. We started the year at 3.1. And finally, ex-food and energy, or core, year-over-year, expected 3.5. Last look, 3.6, comes in at 3.4. 3.4 is the lightest level going back to, and this is a long way. We're going all the way back basically 3 years to April of 21 when it was 3.0. Even last month's 3.6 comp to April of 2021 because there's a real void there by the way it shot up so aggressively post-COVID. Now, Becky didn't give you expectations for the indices. I consider them maybe the most important. On headline, non-seasonally adjusted, the actual index, it moved up to 314.069, a new all-time high. If we look at the core index, which is seasonally adjusted, that moved to 318.14. Guess what? A new all-time high. Those indices have never been higher, and they underscore the angst that the population has. Because no matter how small the month-over changes get, the cumulative effect is substantial, and that's what these indices continue to show us on a month-over-month basis. Yields, as expected, have dropped rather dramatically, and now we're getting right back into where the area of trade was before the non-farm numbers were released last Friday. We're hovering right around 427, 428. That was the low yield before we skyrocketed on the jobs report. The short end of the market dropping as well. We're now at 468, as Becky pointed out. We're at 483-ish before the number. Substantial drops. Pre-opening equities have moved all the way up 260 points in the Dow futures. Becky, back to you.
Rick, I think you summarized it so well. And your point is this basically erases the jobs number that showed maybe something that wasn't going to bring us rate cuts. This erases that number and kind of evens the table again, the playing field?
Yes, I would think that's exactly right.
All right, so we'll hold off on that for a few seconds here. But that's the big news. So we actually beat expectations. That's good. I mean, if you guys are looking right now on coinmarketcap.com, let me just refresh this, show you guys the hourly page so you guys can see what's going on here. So there's a lot of surging going on. Oh, that hurts my head to actually zoom in that much. Sorry. There we go. This isn't actually accurate. It hasn't updated yet. No, this for sure hasn't updated. Okay, never mind. Basically, you got Ethereum up 3%, Bitcoin up 3%, Dogecoin up 4%, Solana up 6%. Bonk up 11, WIF up 10, Mirror up 11, Book of Meme up 9, Shiba Inu up 4, Pepe up 7, Floki up 5, Milady up 13, AMP up 2, 88 only up 3, holy shit there. AXS up 5, BNB up 4, XRP up 2, Bitcoin Cash up 3. So you're seeing some really good moves here. EOS up 4, different ones are up a little bit more. Gala's up 6, GTC is up 7. Definitely some good moves here. Sushi's up 6. Theta's up 5, Pendle's up 9. I mean, Fetch is up 10. I mean, some of the AI tokens we were just talking about being so nasty looking. Of course, CPI fixed everything, and you see how it has, how everything has to now adjust here because it's off of economic data. The big thing here, guys, is definitely the dollar index. Now, we're good right now. We're very, very good. This may take a few hours to a few days to get chugging because, again, all the bets that are being placed right now, there's also a wariness that we have to wait for FOMC minutes. But like I told you guys before, this is much, 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 much more important if you ask me, because this dictates what FOMC minutes is all going to be about. I don't think there's going to be a cut this month or anything like that. However, I do think the chances of a cut happening this year are 100% now. I do believe, unless something really crazy happens, don't get me wrong there. I could always be proven wrong on that front. However, I do think that what you guys can see going forward is, let me actually move this back over to Bitcoin so we can kind of watch this in real time here. There we go. Yeah, I don't even know how you guys even try to see that right there. Let's hide the stochastic. Yeah, that would do the job. But I think it's very likely that we're going to have one in September. And then what happens when they talk like that? People say, oh, if it's going to happen in September, maybe there'll be a few people that now say, oh, and instead of September, we see it coming in, July, or they'll say we're coming in August. Those are going to be people talking like that. For me, let's just say September for now. If it comes out ahead of time, that'll be fine. One little caveat to all this, guys, is with the strong job numbers, good. That means it's good news along with low inflation. That kind of means the economy can keep on chugging. Strong economy, but inflation goes down. That's kind of something very nice right there. So we'll see how that continues to go. But I'm sorry that the chart's going to look like fucked up for a little bit here, guys. Everything's going to look pretty darn, small just because that one move just kind of... Because a whole bunch of shorts just covered. A bunch of shorts are going to continue to be covering right now. We should see this continue to grind up as the day goes on. So good news here. And hey, Maddox, let today be today. Oh, gee, that really fucked up my mind. I wasn't ready for it. I'm glad I DCA'd this crash again. I mean, I told you guys that's what I was doing, but again, I was optimistic about CPI. Not crazily optimistic, but I thought we were either going to be at expectations. I thought we were going to be at expectations, and last at expectations was going to be good. If you're going to bet on something with CPI, it's usually just good to bet on expectations. But even still, I mean, I think I'm still down on my positions right now for Fairdesk. Let me go over here very fast. Oh, I also got a new sponsor, CoinW. I don't have their logo on the bottom part yet, but if you guys want to, they're holding some events right now. Same with Fairdesk. Actually, there's a trading competition. I think all of the major exchanges at this point are running some type of competition. So if you guys like to day trade and you guys like to make some money while, just your typical trading, don't trade more than you guys otherwise would, but just notice, just notice it. You're typically going to be able to get a lot more little kickbacks. Basically like you trade so much, you get $100 in bonuses, which can be used for a whole bunch of different stuff like fees and things like that. All right, that's just not just with the people that sponsor me. That's everybody. I think right now even BitGet's doing it. All right, so yeah, I'm still down about $700 on this portfolio. It's not nearly as bad as it was. Don't get me wrong; it was like down $1,000 all over again. But you can see a lot of red in there, a lot of red. So we're gonna have to work on getting that back up. It's gonna take some time. I know that, but gosh, you hate being down again. So I'm still gonna continue to do a dollar cost average. Thursday, I'll be buying some more assets up. I'm not entirely sure what at this point, but there's a lot of cheap stuff out there. And then this weekend, I'm kind of busy because I'm flying out to the eastern side of the state, but we're going to be streaming a lot. Let's just say that. It's going to be one of those types of days. Oh, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and then all the other good stuff there. I appreciate it. YouTube is not a fan of my channel in the morning, but I see people actually here, so I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your morning or night, depending on where you guys live, and watching the stream. Market's all good. Hey, this could have been a disaster, guys. This could have been a disaster, but it's just nice of relief. Like, oh, thank God we don't have to worry about this. Because remember, for the past few months, besides the last CPI report, we actually had some really bad numbers coming in, and they were just killing us. Now, let this update a little bit more just so you guys can keep everything in perspective. There we go. Perspective now. This is the last year, basically. And the last year has kind of been iffy, but as long as we're showing that we're not going higher, I think we're okay. I mean, look at March, for heaven's sakes. March was the big wowzer. April fixed it up a little bit. But even February, things were starting to get a little bit worse here. So really, but March, and you go back over here, let's take off the CPI, or something, the Smart Money Concepts. March is right freaking there. That is the CPI report right there. That killed all of the momentum. We also had some good momentum, I think, over here. Last CPI report, you saw how that worked out. Maybe we keep going up. Maybe these shorts get blasted here. Maybe what happens is back over here. weekly chart. Maybe we break out above this level of resistance, and maybe we start heading back up to that next one, which is $104,000. Just maybe here. That's what I'm hoping for. A good CPI report will do that for you here. Now, again, this was all the way back in January. This was the ETF move. Breakout, hold. Well, let me actually zoom in for you guys. Breakout, go, breakout. I got to hold a little bit sometimes, but go. We're just waiting to break out here. I would say hold and close above that level of resistance on the weekly chart. And then from there, I'm usually pretty optimistic that we can go forward. Even on the daily charts, it looks a little bit more messy if you ask me. Basically, you see how we crossed this line a few days, waited, closed above it, came back down to retest, and then shot up. I think something similar could definitely happen this time. Only difference is, though, there's a huge squeeze that'll happen at this point because of all those shorts. And you're already seeing some of those shorts cover right now. They're like, oh, fuck, I'm out of this before it gets too bad. We closed above it right here, but not on the weekly chart. That weekly chart is going to be very, very important for you guys to understand. I don't see many people talking about these Fibonacci levels, mostly because I just discovered them kind of like over the last few months myself. So there's something off about the way fibs are working right now on TradingView. If I go over here to the weekly chart, actually, let's go over to the monthly chart, and let's just get rid of the order blocks here for a second. And we go back in time a little bit. Where are these ones at? Let's see, 2018. There we go. Okay, so if I go back over here, it doesn't always match up with this, which has always been a little more confusing. So right now it does, but something was off last time I tried to do this, and I just don't know why. So mine used to be a little bit different. Maybe because it was off log or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's been kind of odd using these ones or finding these ones so recently, I would say. Let me pop this back over here with the price action concepts going forward. There we go. Back over to maybe the 5-minute chart just so you guys can see what's happening minute by minute, because at this point, Bitcoin's still going up. The dollar index is cooling off a little bit, so I would expect Bitcoin to cool off a little bit here in a second. But this changes all the trends. Hence why we talked about over the last couple of days, as bad as all the technicals might have looked, CPI can fix it, and you can see CPI fixing it right now. But I would actually point this out and be very, very serious about this. Let me just point this over here. Let me go over here to a daily chart. Bitcoin is not some type of massively oversold right now. Here's a daily chart. You guys can see all of that working its way right now. In fact, let me actually do something very fast. I want to add some music here just to keep my, the bouncing in my head going. Let's go to Pretzel, because it is important what I'm about to say, but I'd like to be in like a good mood. CPI can only take you so far. EDM maybe? So much weird music. There's so much music I don't like for some reason. Happy EDM? No, I know there's... Okay, let me just go to this one right here. There we go. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Sorry about that. I want to make sure everything's good. So, Bitcoin is not really oversold right now as much as you would think. You go over to the oscillators, you can see the RSI is kind of in that neutral territory. Why all these are off in really weird directions, I do not know. RSI there, MACD there we go. The RSI is not very oversold. However, what is oversold at this point? Like everything else. Ethereum came back down kind of hard. Solana came back down kind of hard. We talked about all these levels of resistance a while ago and the different levels for buying them up. Doge came down kind of hard. WIF doesn't look like it, but it did come down pretty hard, coming back down from around 340 all the way down to 245. I'm buying more altcoins right now. I'm not buying Bitcoin. That's just the way I'm looking at this right now. I think that altcoins will be fine. I think Bitcoin may soar a little bit and leave them behind temporarily. But while that's happening, I'm loading up on altcoins, waiting for those larger moves. Again, FOMC minutes is coming up later on today. I believe it's happening at 2:30 Eastern time. Let me double check that. I think it's 2 o'clock. And today is going to be the 12th. Yeah, 2 p.m. So it's 11 o'clock. Okay, I'm thinking probably after that we have the speech by Jerome Powell, or the press conference. Let's call it that. So push this back over here. I am primarily still buying up a lot of altcoins because of that. You know, all the coins that I love to trade a lot, have a good time with them, you know, they've all come down a lot and pretty darn fast. I'm looking to buy some of those up. I'm not really buying much more Pepe because Pepe has been awesome. I bought it a few days ago. I just kind of buy more every single time it dips. This thing's been unstoppable. But things like Floki, you know, buy some Floki. Milady token, I bought some Milady token. I didn't buy any of the big AI tokens just because they're going to merge pretty soon. I don't want to deal with all that, you know, crapola. But things like Matic, I mean, look at Matic. Matic has been in a shitty state for the last few months. Look at this. Ever since April 12th, last CPI report, May, it was June, May. So 2 CPI reports ago, it got destroyed. Hopefully it can keep up. Right now, this thing is actually looking pretty darn messed up. Well, I almost don't want to buy any more Matic. I think I'm just going to let this sit for a while because it just doesn't look good. The weekly chart may be able to turn over here pretty soon, but it just doesn't look like it at this point. Even with Bitcoin doing what it's been doing for the past few months, you're still seeing a lot of altcoins out there that still haven't, you know, pushed their way back up here. So be careful if if you're buying into a lot of altcoins and you're not, like, you know, buying a lot of Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana. Those are kind of just solid picks that can kind of hold everything together while you take on these riskier bets like a Matic would. Think of Matic being the riskier bet. Ethereum Classic, this one is a little bit better, I would say. It's not all the way back down here. It's like 1850 or something like that. ICP still coming down here. You can see it even after you know, a good week. It's still negative. That's the way it is for a lot of these tokens. But on the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, you're still seeing some nice pops here. But good, you know, I'm still dollar cost averaging most of the tokens here. I'm not necessarily going all in at right now. Dollar cost averaging until those technicals get bullish. Let me show you. Until the weekly chart, which is already still bullish right here. Sorry for this bad looking trend line here. Until the MACD gets bullish, the stochastic stays bullish, and the RSI gets bullish, I'm not really buying at this point. And on top of that, we also have to wait for that breakout. Breakout plus all of those things are going to be great, great, great news. A breakout without all of these things, like, you know, flowing together, especially the MACD, it's definitely going to lead to maybe something more of a fake out, which is might be something that you might see on a daily chart, but the weekly chart closing above should probably confirm a lot of that stuff here. So keep an eye on that type of stuff. It's gonna be a fun experience. Back to the 15 here. Try to keep it all in place. I mean, Pendle's up. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tokens now that are up quite a bit. I wish CoinMarketCap.com was actually able to update a little bit more. There we go. Okay, there we go. A lot of 5s and 3s and stuff like that. 2s, 4s, 5s. There are some ones that are high, but I guess those are my low market cap plays for the most part. Some of the stuff I've been dollar cost averaging onto quite a bit. Even Sand and Singularity is up a little bit here. But the best stuff to dollar cost average into, like, you know, as you kind of continually move, has been the best stuff that's been happening over the last 30 days. So I might be buying some more Jasmy, some more Ondo, Pepe, Ordi, Rose, Uniswap, Caspa. Caspa's been crazy this month. Or I guess the last few months, I would say. They raced a whole bunch of losses. Floki, Bonk, Monero, Pendle. These have all been moving up quite a bit. And so I'm going to double down into a few of these here, and maybe a few that are doing really, really bad. And maybe if they've been having a really bad 30 days, but they have a decent 60 day or a decent 90 day, I'd be looking at it. Because you can see, even for as bad as all this stuff is, if I point this over here to you guys, you'll see the year to dates, despite being really bad over the last 30 days, they're still holding up very, very well. Only one that's not, I would say, is Optimism. I think Optimism had a very good ending of 2023, but yeah, it's been kind of ick right here. All right, so let's break down some stuff here because there's going to be more news popping up. So the impact could be huge. Of course the impact's going to be huge. I was hoping there's going to be a big old red banner saying breaking news. Oh, well, you can see futures for the Dow are skyrocketing right now. S&P up, NASDAQ up. Everybody's having a good day. Oil prices are up, which is kind of funny as well. But basically, here's the story for you guys. Consumer prices unchanged in May and up 3.3% from a year ago. That is great, great news. The consumer price index showed no increase in May as inflation slightly loosened its stubborn grip on the U.S. economy, the Labor Department reported on Wednesday. CPI, a broad inflation gauge that measures a basket of goods and services across the U.S. economy, held flat on the month through its increased 3.3%. So let's do this very fast. So I'm going to actually open up ChatGPT on the side. And then let's go over here to CPI report. The news never actually gives you a link for this stuff, which is always very, very annoying. I really, really hate it. But what you're able to do is, this is June 12th. It is June 12th. Let's see. Zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to hide this so I can actually see what's being talked about over there. Oh, this website is acting up, so that's not good. Oh, they're not going back to normal. Okay. So why isn't it giving me all of the information? All items index, all urban consumers. Yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, how did I get this last time? Did I get this over by doing this? CPI. Well, we can look at it in this way, I guess. There was a way last time where I downloaded all this information as a PDF. I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and it gave me all the information. I just don't recall how exactly I did I did that. So did anything actually go up quite a bit this, let's see. For May, looks like food away from home is still getting more expensive. Used cars and trucks are getting more expensive. And medical care is getting more expensive. But it looks like transportation went down. New vehicles went down. Of course, who wants to own a new vehicle when he can have a used vehicle? Funny enough. Gas went down. Gas services, not like actual gasoline. And then, oh, gasoline went down a little bit too here. Ah, yeah. So gas, I think, is actually what's helping us out right now. You know what? Last month, they actually took down some of the strategic oil reserves. That might have helped out inflation a little bit. Oh, that means it might be a little bit stickier, though. Well, we'll come back to that in a little bit. Now, let me see what else is coming. Meat, poultry, stuff like that. April, May. Let's see. May right here. Seasonally adjusted. Just looking for May. Okay. So food went up. Okay, a lot of food went up actually. Oh my God, food went. Yeah, food away from home is a big thing here. Don't leave your home for food if you don't have to. I mean, like, you know, going to a restaurant and whatnot. Electricity went up. Energy services went up. It looks like. Actually, how'd that work out? Yeah, that must be year over year. April to May. May for, oh, year over year. I see what I'm talking about here. Okay. Yeah, still got more expensive. Anything actually coming down here a little bit? There's like a whole layer you guys can't see over here that I'm checking out, but yeah, it really comes down to used cars, healthcare, and going out to eat seems to be the most expensive things here. I mean, I don't think you guys necessarily care about the, you know, the cereal and the pasta type stuff, but if you guys did, bakery products went up. Anything else really? No. Bacon, you know, bacon, that moves a lot. Okay, so we're in a decent spot here. I wish I could just take all this though. Yeah, I wish I could take all this information and upload it to ChatGPT, but I don't know how to at this point. Yeah, it's not gonna let me on this one. Maybe I don't think it's necessarily more data or anything like that. Let's see, back up here. Can I just drag all this information over there? Hold on, let me see. Open up ChatGPT. Summarize this CPI data. No, it's not even accepting the data here. It's too much. Oh, no, it did. ChatGPT is lagging right now. Could just be overused. Oh, maybe with all this damn Apple stuff they've been talking about, maybe they're testing and it's running into a muck. Yeah, it's a massive lag for Apple. It's a massive, ChatGPT. Organize or summarize this. There you go. And I'll just wait to see what happens as it updates here. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's hitting an order block up here that somehow disappeared. And now from there, we're going to see if we can actually bounce up above that. Actually, I don't know why it does it this way sometimes. There we go. But anyway, breakout, retest, popping back up here. That's what you guys want to see at this point. I'm going to actually take off a couple of these order blocks just because I hate how many there are. Show last two. It'll come itself, it's loading. There we go. Am I using smart money concepts? I'm using the price action once. It's a paid one, but yeah, I'm similar thing. I think releasing the strategic fuel reserves is helping keep CPI low. It trickles into everything else that we spend on. Oh yeah, for sure. No, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if this was going to work here on ChatGPT because it's like ChatGPT is really fucked up right now. I don't know what the heck's going on. I rely on it too much. Let's just say that. There it went. Okay. I'll look over that news in a second. But yeah, if they have been lowering those strategic reserves, which they have, that does really push down the price of oil a little bit more than you would think. So you can actually see oil coming back up now because they know the economy is still fine. So this is a 4-hour chart. Back over here, April, they started to decrease this type of stuff, or put more oil out there, more supply, same demand equals cheaper prices, basically, right? Once they stopped over here, you can see how the price actually started to come back up. So yeah, it's election season. They're going to do whatever they can do. At this point, like, I can understand the manipulation of the markets, right? But it's helping us make money. And if that tricks the Fed into cutting rates earlier, I mean, so be it. I just want to make my money here. Again, I don't trust politicians to make the right decision necessarily, but, you know, if it works, it works. Let me go over here to see. Mexico's proven crude oil reserves fall as natural gas reserves rise. USA. So US speeds up purchasing for strategic petroleum reserves as oil prices dip. Let's see. So US still, that's from a while ago. This is a very, very old story. I got all these fucking ads. So increased purchasing of crude oil to replenish it. See, I want to see how much though. Also to be back up. Let's see. So the Department of Energy wants to buy the oil for the reserve at about $79 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were well below that at about 75 on Friday. Right now, oil is about back at 79, and it's still going up here. So I don't even know if the government's going to be able to like snatch in there and get a good price if this thing keeps on going back up here. So again, a little bit of manipulation that does affect the oil industry, as you guys know. I own a lot of oil stocks. Don't get me started on those ones, but anything else here? No, they never have good stories when it comes to oil and how you guys can make some good money off of this. There you go. Here's just a brief breakdown. It didn't really give me all the information, but basically, if I pull this up a little bit here, Yeah, let me actually make that larger. That should do the trick for you guys. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so this is inflation basically. All items up 3.3. That was beating expectations. Food's up 2.1%. That's reasonable. Food at home, 12-month change, 1%. Food away from home, 4%. That is freaking ugly. Energy up 3.7%. Energy commodities up 2.2. That's fine. Gasoline up 2.2. You can see May right here, right? Down 3.6, and that's because the strategic reserves being tossed in there again. Fuel oil up 3.6%. Energy services 4.7%. Electricity 5.9. Oh, electricity. Why is electricity so much more expensive? Utility 0.2%. That's actually really good. All items less food and energy. That's up 3.4. That's just actually kind of surprising. Commodities less food and energy, and that's up around. Oh, that's down 1.7. Ah, there we go. New vehicles down a little bit, 0.8%. Used cars and trucks down 9.3. I don't know if you guys recall, last year was absolutely horrible for used vehicles. It was a brutal time. Apparel up only a little bit, so clothes aren't getting more expensive. Medical care commodities up 3.1. That's still a little bit hotter than we want to do. Services less energy 5.3. Holy crap, yeah, services. It's really services. Shelter 5.4. Your rent's gonna keep on going up. I'm sorry. Transportation services 10.5. What the heck for transportation? Wow, that's a biggie right there. And medical care up 3.1. Okay, that's basically the highlights there of the CPI report. I'll make a video talking about it a little bit later on here, but yeah, definitely it's going to be a little bit more of a rough time here. There was some news that broke overnight that I want to talk to you guys about. So the Asia Pacific markets mix as China's May inflation rises to the 4th straight month. Taiwan hits all-time high. So as their inflation goes higher, just so you guys know, that means that their currency also goes higher, and you know, like ours does. But when theirs goes higher, of course, ours is going down against that, which is good news for us. So Taiwan hitting all-time high inflation, and China hitting really strong inflation for the 4th month in a row. That's good for the United States here. So that's also some wind at our backs as we try to break out above 72,000 bucks here. We're still quite a bit away from that, don't get me wrong, but go over here to the 15. You know, we're still in a good spot. Sure, we're hitting some resistance right now. As the day goes on, like I told you guys before, I would not be surprised if we start heading back up here further and further and further along. Funny enough, we actually hit that exact level of resistance we were talking about before the CPI data came out. There's just not much really here, honestly, besides that. But I mean, that's nowhere close to where you need to be. 1 hour chart here. Well, everything looks so bad now unless you like zoom it out a little bit with the 4 hour chart. You guys can see those order blocks working their way out here. We need one more good report. I mean, I would say everything has to be smooth going across the summer here. I think as long as we're smooth and somewhere like in a decent spot, I think we can still have those cuts. And we might need to have one more thing of bad news as far as the jobs report, you know? And by bad news, I mean actual bad news, because that's the good news here. The good jobs report last week, or, you know, really took us down. Hey bot, so Bitcoin hold for buy right now. So Bitcoin hold for buy. Right now I'm holding a lot of assets. I'm buying more with dollar cost averaging. I am not long some crazy amount with high leverage at this point. That's not the way I'm trading right now. I'm waiting for us to break out above this Fibonacci level, above like 72,000, before I take that leap and try to go higher here. And hey Babyfish, happy to see you, my man. I can't tell what that emoji is though. It seems to be a trap of some type. Maybe that's what it is. I can't tell though. It looks, I don't know, that emoji looks funny. China at 0.3%, US 3.3%. China doesn't give us accurate data, but it's harder than they're expecting. But their economy has been kind of much more of a, hey, you want to take a bath? Want to take a bath? Bath. Go bother my sister. And hey, Vegas Nick, happy to see my man. Oh, vacation in Greece, nice. And saying, I wish they would just get Bitcoin to 100K so I can say I'm a millionaire. I mean, you're gonna get there eventually here. I mean, I think there was Plan B a while ago. There was a bunch of stuff here I wanted to talk to you guys about, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I was gonna talk to you guys about today. But let me go over here to Twitter plan B. He does have the forecast for this cycle right here, end of year being at $150,000. So that could be some good news for you right there. That's end of year target though. I always suck at trying to do this type of stuff as far as like long-term forecasting here. I think, you know, we hit these certain levels and maybe there's like this one time we just don't hit the level, you know what I mean? So for me right now, I'm just dollar cost averaging. I'm buying. I'm really going to start selling a lot more of my longer term positions, like as far as Bitcoin for this cycle, Solana, Ethereum. I'm going to start to scale out of them. Even with some altcoins here, not many altcoins at this point because they haven't really moved that much. I'm thinking of probably when Bitcoin hits around $80,000, I'll do my first scale out round. And then after that, kind of, you know, 85, 90, 95, 100, but always small bits there, like really small amounts, nothing like too extreme there. Watch your guru over here. That was the, world's largest bank, ICBC, says Ethereum is providing technical power for the digital future and its digital oil. They're coming online here, guys. Just wait till China has to try to catch up to everybody else as far as Bitcoin's concerned. It'll be a hoot. Now, don't worry about the tweet and stuff like that. Donald Trump says we want all the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant. So I don't say this as a way to get you guys to vote for Donald Trump or be anti-RFK or be anti-Biden, because RFK also says a lot of pro stuff. I think by Trump just freaking like diving straight into this stuff, and I mean diving, Biden is gonna have to respond somehow. I don't think Trump is really thinking about RFK at this point in time, but Biden, he needs to, like, you know how he changed his mind about the Ethereum ETFs? He's gonna have to do way more in order to get those crypto degen votes, as they're called. So we'll see. This was a good post by Benjamin. So you guys see this right here? CPI bad, FOMC good, CPI bad, FOMC good, CPI good, CPI good, and hopefully that keeps us going. And we'll see, because this was definitely a bad CPI report. This is a bad CPI report. We didn't get a good one until last month here, so we're chugging up a little bit more. And FOMC meetings were very dovish this year, and I think they will continue to be dovish, which is why I think we can actually continue moving higher here. And then, you know, basically once we come up to a certain level, we're gonna have to breathe. I don't assume we're just gonna go straight up into the moon, but that support level for Bitcoin is gonna be fine. Altcoins, I'm dollar cost average. I'm not even trying to go long on some of these right now. If I longed, I'd probably be closing at this point. Some of those day trades working their ways out. Oh, and on top of that, Bitcoin actually managed to break out here. Not the strongest at breakouts, but it's a breakout nonetheless. So it's nice to see we're still having some momentum. Not crazy amounts, but good, especially after that nice little pop that we had. And hey, Ken, good morning. And hey, Dick. Oh yeah, I'm not saying China is expensive. I was talking about the inflation rate. Yeah, China, Asia, great place. The prices are not crazy over there. Later today, when the ETFs jump, it will fly. I mean, what do we got? We got about 20 minutes until the market opens up here. We're going to see a lot of inflows into the ETFs. I can probably pull over some. Let's see. The block. Okay, I got so many extra things open up. Let me like get rid of so many of these things. Okay, there we go. There we are. Okay. Spot Bitcoin inflows still doing fine. I mean, well, this is actually kind of, this isn't giving me the most up-to-date data here, which is interesting. So this is back in 611. Okay, now it is. Okay. So the volumes are still going up here quite a bit. Cumulative spot Bitcoin ETF volumes. I know you guys can't see that, but it's still going up here. Volume market share. There you go. You guys can see it this way a little bit better. On-chain holdings still doing okay. ETF on-chain holdings, Bitcoin daily. Net flows. Flows have come down a lot. So spot Bitcoin ETF on-chain net total net flows definitely come down after that big spike a few days ago. I would assume they're going to come roaring back in here based off of all the big moves Bitcoin's made over the last couple hours here. Daily volume of GPTC. Mixed strategy ETF volumes. Okay, so let me go over here very fast. Fidelity Bitcoin flows. Kind of iffy there. I mean, let me go over here to Arkham too. That's always a good place to go. There we go. We'll see what happens later on today. So I have this right here. So when the market does go live, we'll be good to go here. And you're changing your initial scale to 80K instead of 105. No. 80K has been the level the whole time. 80K has been the level. 105 is the level of resistance for that next block. So I typically sell earlier than you're supposed to. That's my thing. You may call it a flaw, whatever. I just typically sell earlier. But 80,000 has been the level. From a technical analysis perspective, though, that next level of resistance is right up here at $104,000, right? And in this circumstance, when I start selling off at 80 right here, the reason I'm selling off a little bit is I'm just selling off some Bitcoin, Solana, and some Ethereum. I'm going to deploy some of that more towards altcoins here, because altcoins, while Bitcoin looks like this over the past, couple years, looks like that. Ethereum looks like that, right? Still looking pretty good. Solana looking good. Ethereum, I'll have to figure that out because of the ETFs and stuff like that. We'll figure that out. But, we have stuff like Shiba Inu, still not at those highs. ADA, still not even close to those highs. And I want us to deploy some capital into here, basically. Ape token. Well, I'm not really buying much more Ape token. I'm kind of just holding what I'm holding. But Arbitrum needs to come up and break out. Matic. I want to deploy some capital in here and see where it goes. And a lot of those newer tokens that haven't really moved up as much, I'm just loosening up some capital to be investing into the parts of the market here. But 80Ks, that's been the level. And then 100Ks, where you see that technical level, though. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Each time we break out, that we find a good opportunity to that next level. So $104,000, yeah, probably going to be good right there. However, up here at 174,000, that's where I think we're going to get iffy. If I was to, and I'm horrible at determining where the top of the market is, I might guess that we're somewhere over here is where the market's going to peak. If we get really crazy or something like that, I mean, technically, I guess you could think about it going all the way up to 300,000. That seems like crazy territory to me. So somewhere between 104,000 and 174,000, that broad range is what I'm looking for. And usually in those circumstances, you might just open up another Fibonacci level and see what's in the middle there. So if I were to back this up a little bit, let's actually, there you go. Let's do something more of the short term here. Oh, nothing there actually works out either. Ugh. That one doesn't feel right, does it? 121,000. No, this is going to be the best one for us at this point in time. It doesn't look right, but that really is it. And then let me go over here. Maybe I should just take off log. No, there's not really much there. That's kind of a weird one to look at. But yeah, I'm guessing somewhere in there is going to be the point of ultimate rejection, if you want to call it that. There you go. I'm surprised Bitcoin is still trying to hum along here. This is impressive. I really would have thought this would have just got rejected and went back down to consolidation. Let's go back over here to the 15-minute chart. Probably going to be the best way to look at all this stuff right now. Hide the stochastic, and there we are. All right. I think they will all go to zero in all the bear market. That's what I think. Wait, they will all go to zero in the bear market. That's what I think. What will go? Maybe we get outflows? I mean, people want to take their profits. That's definitely a possibility. I think today with the big news coming out, anything's possible, especially with the FOMC minutes happening. And the FOMC minutes happens, yeah, it happens still within the trading day, so anything's possible for sure. A can of Coke is like 35 cents. Oh, that's cheap. That's cheap. That's really, really cheap right there. I gotta learn the fibs. I mean, they're important, but they're not like, you know, crazy important. I like them for kind of forecasting stuff out because, again, the way I trade is based off momentum. So if we're looking at something that's going to all-time highs, there's not as easy as a level of resistance just to kind of see. That's why I like looking at the stock market and stuff like that. When everything is pointing green, you can buy, have a good time, make some money, but you got to know where to sell because otherwise you can be, you know, again, everything's time with me because I used to trade options. Well, I still trade options, but not as much. So time is very, very important to me, how long I want to be holding it. As the ETFs suck up more Bitcoin, I'll become less volatile, less likely to tank. I mean, I'm hoping that's the case here. I really am hoping that's the case. It's been a brutal, it's been brutal to see all this good ETF stuff happen. We pump up initially, then we kind of go sideways because CPI did it. I still think Bitcoin's going to be volatile for a while here just because there's going to be a lot of freaking out over this next cycle. But as Bitcoin, like, this next bear market, whenever it happens, it'll happen probably sometime in 2025, maybe even 2024. We don't know. Whenever it happens, I'm going to be buying up so much Bitcoin on this dip, primarily because I know BlackRock and Citadel, they're all going to be doing the same. It's typically why I don't necessarily, like why I have my separate pile of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, those types of tokens in a whole different wallet, and I don't sell those no matter what the market's doing. I just don't sell them. I'd recommend you guys have something like that if you guys want to go down that path. If you guys want to trade the cycle as well, make a different portfolio. That's what I do. So I buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. And then when I make some good profit, I move a little bit of that more Bitcoin, move a little bit more over there. But remember, I'm looking to get out of the USA here pretty next year. So, everything's gonna be a lot cheaper. I don't really need many Bitcoin to survive. Technically with the Bitcoin I have, I can retire down there. So, really just depends on where I move. I'm not moving to Dubai because that place is expensive as hell. But, in Thailand or Panama, Ecuador, whatever, like Latin America, Asia, I'll be fine. Right now, it's like Panama's number 1, Thailand's number 2. I'm thinking I'm moving to Thailand though, so we'll see. I just want Ethereum to have, Ethereum to 6K, then I'll have 2 million quid. I can pay off all my debts. That's also where to go right there. Paying off debts is always a good thing, especially in these times when debts are so freaking expensive, right? And then Gigavids, it's going for 70K. I mean, 70,000 bucks is literally right here. Oh, I have a magnet on. I was like, what the heck is going on? There you go. My computer's been acting up a little bit lately. It's been driving me nuts. There you go. There's 70,000 right here. Hopefully it's able to hold up here. But right now, there was that consolidation I was talking about. Yeah, I was surprised it was still going a little bit more here. Momentum is strong though. 15 minutes, just crossing over. Give it some time to consolidate here and see what's going to happen next. He asked me about the new meme coins. That's what I meant by they. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, meme coins in general, guys, will probably have really bad days. I mean, like during a bear market, they're really not the place to be in a bear market, honestly. You can hold on to them. But I mean, remember how long that bear market took post FTX, It took a while and everything was crashing a lot. It doesn't make much sense to hold them. It doesn't even make much sense to stake them if you can even stake them. I'm typically just going to be either holding a lot of Bitcoin during that time, only Bitcoin, or you're going to be holding a lot in stable coins. And because I don't like holding a lot of stuff in stable coins or even Bitcoin on exchanges during a bear market, I typically will pull all of that out and then I'll just wait for the dust to settle and then hop back into the market. I think 2022 was definitely kind of a crazy time for exchanges falling off like flies. I don't want to even worry about that this time around, this upcoming bear market. I'm just going to take everything off and just not have to worry about it. So many influencers got massacred by different companies going off. I think Bitboy lost like a few $1 million in Celsius. I didn't even know what Celsius was at the time. BlockFi went down. FTX went down, of course. Voyager went down. I mean, they were just chaos everywhere. Complete chaos over there. Hey, Vegas, Bitcoin, take those shorts out and watch it pump. I mean, if I go over here, let me go over to, let me actually just search for it over here. That way you guys can keep on watching Bitcoin here. 5-minute chart. You guys can see that little bit of a bearish just trickling in here. So here are a few different posts about it. This is from Oliver L. Velez. There are 12 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts up to $74,000. Wall Street firms are short big time. This is not necessarily a bearish play by Wall Street, by the way. It's likely part of the fiat games played to hedge risk and gain premium spread. It involves selling Bitcoin. 6.3 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated at $74,000. There are 12 billion in Bitcoin shorts up to $74,000. Short squeeze coming, right? Bitcoin shorts are piling up while there's no long leverage. A good inflation data and dovish power will be explosive. That's the goal here. Let me go over here very fast. Which one is here? No, that's not important. Bitcoin back to 69,000. Let's see those record shorts on CME handle this. Yeah, I'm very excited to see how these shorts act up. Bitcoin liquidation map, 3 billion shorts liquidate 72,000, 1 billion longs liquidate 64.2. So we're not even talking about liquidations on the longs anymore. We're talking about shorts 72,000. Oh, we just need to get up there. Again, let everything settle down. Remember, we just had the big news. It's very, very good. The dollar index is cooling off a little bit as well. I think we're gonna have to go sideways choppy for a while before we start making those whoosh, those larger moves again. Plus, you know, a lot of the tokens we've been looking at, they're still up like 10-12%, but like I said, I'd be scaling out of those positions right now and buying them back down if they cool off a little bit more here. When is WIF on the Sphere? I don't even know. The last thing I heard about the Sphere from a friend that lives out in Vegas is they had, not Pirates of the Caribbean, they had One Piece on top of the Sphere for its like a birthday or something like that, which I thought was freaking awesome. One Piece, I love One Piece. I just can't watch One Piece because there's so much of nothingness that happens every episode. I feel like there's a project going on where they cut each One Piece episode from like whatever the 15 minutes is of like wasted time, 20 minutes, and it's like 5 minutes because that's how much actual stuff, meat is there. So you can watch a whole episode like 5-10 minutes and only watch that stuff that's actually happening, not the stare downs. Can you imagine if I was doing a stream with you guys and I was saying, look at Bitcoin, and then there was some dramatic music that's playing in the background, and I pause for like 5 seconds. Then I shift over here and I'm like, whoa, Baby Fish says maybe we get some outflows. Whoa, then I imagine outflows and there's like a flashback. Oh yeah. Yeah, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. And hey, Gigavid's gonna ape the dip. I mean, so far, a lot of people have already been aping in. I'm just dollar cost average. That's what I would say I'm going to do. But if you're looking for that trade, yeah, just wait for the setup to appear and you'll be fine. The 4-hour charts, I don't even think I've turned bullish just yet. I mean, they're just now turning bullish this candle. So again, you know, wait for it to chill out a little bit. We're saving ourselves from a death cross and a whole bunch of nasty stuff, which is kind of nice at the same time. But yeah, dollar cost averaging is my way to go right now. Can you look at the meme coins, please? Yeah, I mean, we've looked at them a few times, but it depends on which ones you want to look at because they're all pretty much doing the same exact thing. So, Dogecoin spiking. Let me go over here to the daily chart. The daily chart shows you how bad a lot of these tokens have been. So, Dogecoin holding up pretty much flat since March of 2024. That's okay. That is fine. It's better than a lot of other tokens, okay? WIF. Similar type of move right now, definitely more sideways. Almost broke down below the support, but there's a few levels of support below that. But you're seeing a large rebounds today. Bonk, similar type of move off of the support level here, bouncing back up. Miro, a lot of bouncing right here. Let me go over here to coinmarketcap.com. Memes. There you go. You can see everything pretty much green except for Dog with Hat. Dog Runes is down. Brett Base is down, Meme Coin is down, Turbo's down a little bit here. Popcat is doing whatever Popcat wants. DJN is up 17%. Andy is up 26%. Slurf is up 6%. I mean, some of these tokens are really, really taking off. If you're looking for a low market cap one, maybe this Ponk one might be a good idea here. Anything else? I'm looking for stuff that actually has like really good data going back all year. Michi, low market cap play, but I might get into this one here. GameStop, no, that's too close to the regular GameStop here. Win, no, not good enough for me at this point. The data looks kind of like messed up though. Yeah, it's not down 100% year to date, so something's going on there. Those on Mars, I already have enough of that. Beneki, what is with this data? Why is it? Oh, okay, maybe that's it. I'll look at it. MAGA, I don't know. MAGA things have been okay so far this year. I might look into some more here pretty soon. Snick, this one could be okay. Grok, that one could be okay just because of Grok, you know, AI. All right, so there's some good plays right now. I would say you're going to be day trading or dollar cost averaging. I'm not much of a swing trader in this current market environment just because of you see how fast these things can just drop like that. You would have been liquidated like 10 times already over the last like a few months. It would have been some really bad moves. There we are. Is this a normal range for Bitcoin or can we break? Right now, this is perfectly normal. Again, Bitcoin is not the problem here. Altcoins are where all the pain is being felt in this market over the past few days. So you look at Bitcoin right here. Let me get rid of all the oscillators on the bottom. There we are. We're pretty much the same price we were all the way back over here in March 11th and 10th. Pretty much in that exact same spot. Not much has actually changed since then for Bitcoin. We've gone up and gone down, but we're still here. And when you think about it, we are still very, very close to all-time highs. We broke all-time highs right here. All right. And from where we are right now, we are 6.77% away from all-time highs. 6%. You know, we just fell down like, what, 3-4% yesterday? It's not that hard to make a 6% jump for Bitcoin. You can think of it as $4,677 away from all-time highs. We're already up around $2,000 today, about $1,800 right now. You know? It might take 2 or 3 more days of good moves in order to get there. For me, though, like I said before, the way I prefer to trade here. Let me move this over, the weekly chart. So I want this green change of character here. That's been perfect. But I also want all the MACDs and stuff to be on the right track. So when everything is pointing in the right direction, I'm typically looking to buy here, right? Buy, and I'm looking for that next level of resistance, and I'll scale out appropriately. So there was a buying signal right here, change of character, buy, green, green, green. Everything was pointing towards buy. I will buy the crap out of this right here. We had a banking crisis, which kind of scared the crap out of me, but who's ready for a banking crisis, right? Then from here, we had a level of resistance right there. I know it's kind of hard to see, right? But you can scale it a little bit here. Fibonacci levels, some right there, some right there, some right here, if that's the trade you want to do. But while everything is pointing in the right direction, like right here where everything was green, 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 buy, this is where you might be doing a lot more day trading. So day trading from here to when things slow down, which happens to be RSI, everything kind of going negative or bearish. Right there. I guess the stochastic turned bearish right there. A little, maybe one more week afterwards, perhaps. Yeah, one more week afterwards. So you go over here to this. And now you're going long right here. Everything says buy, buy, buy. You can go long right there and make your money. And again, you could look at different levels of resistance. In this case, there's some resistance at this old level of support. And you can kind of, oh, actually, yeah, pretty nicely, kind of. And you can start to sell right there. So that's a nice little day trade. Those are the ways I trade with momentum, everything kind of pointing towards buy, buy, buy. You can even see over here, green, change of character, buy, buy, buy. You buy, you can sell at the resistance level if you wanted to, which this is what I was doing. Then you could also buy back in here with the breakout structure, another breakout, and then you wouldn't buy until right here. So you're not actually buying the breakout structure unless you really want to. You can buy right there. And boom, again, goes up higher. Right now, we have a good change of character. I bought this play last week or a couple weeks ago, but I sold right here because we were still at that massive level of resistance. And the reason I didn't hold this for too long was because the weekly chart here, see how it's all bearish right there? That's not how I like to hold. I don't like to hold during those environments. I'm much more passive. I'm one of those YouTubers where I can actually say, oh yeah, I'm not trading today. I don't feel the vibe. It's my style of trading. My style of trading is meant for me that has ADHD, so I want to put my money in there, trade. I want to know that I have a high rate of success. Then I'm gonna go do something else because I can't be at the computer all day. It fucks with my brain. Let's go right here. My eyes, allergies suck. All right, there we go. There you go. But my trading style is pretty basic. I mean, I can do a lot of day trading and stuff like that, but heck, I still make a bunch of money doing options trading now too. Options trading, you can do that same strategy with options, which are more volatile. I've always liked options more than heavy leverages. Maybe because I'm just used to trading the stock market. I was trading stocks back when they charged commissions. So, you know, it's a different world entirely. Thailand is nice. I moved to Thailand 23 years ago and I'm 52 now, so it's been a while. Hey, Jerry, I'm looking to move out there. It seems like it's going to be perfect and great. I have a friend that lives out there. He's telling me to move out towards Chiang Mai. He says avoid Bangkok, but go to Chiang Mai. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to fly out there eventually for about a month or so and stay out there. But I got to figure out what I'm going to do with Loki during that time. That's going to be the hassle there. If we didn't have FOMC today, I'd say we were okay going high, but FOMC makes today so tricky, so be careful. Oh yeah. The good thing is Jerome Powell's been he's been pretty darn dovish over the past few quarters, hasn't he? Hold on a second here. Oh, he just posted about it. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, FOMC maybe. Now, hopefully we're not breaking that trend. That'll be important. But he's been pretty dovish as of late. I don't know why he's been so dovish. Like right here, he was dovish by saying that we're not gonna be raising rates. He took that off the table. All right. Over here, he was like, we're still kind of on pace. One bad month isn't a lot. So FOMC has been kind of the equilibrium to the CPI. Let's hope it's not an equilibrium this time. Hopefully just like a compliment for what could happen here. But definitely expect volatility. That volatility is going to be fun to trade, but it's going to be risky. You hold Pepe with $270. Buying price is 0.0126. Let me see if I can find this out here. $0.0126. I don't. That's not Pepe's number. I think that's something else right here. Well, I can give you basic general TA here. So right now, Pepe is still doing good. I've had this for a while myself, but right now, if you're looking to trade, it's already at that resistance point. So it's going to take some good news here later on today to get it to break through here, have that large move, maybe even tomorrow, and start heading back up here to like 1550490. That level of resistance back over here from what, June 1st, basically. That's your short-term goal. I don't exactly know what you're hoping for after that, because typically you're going to be holding for weeks and weeks and weeks. But your stop loss is most likely just going to be back down here at this order block. I don't want to make it all tricky and have a stop loss right back here because this thing is so volatile, it can stop out immediately. Yeah, I might have a stop loss anywhere between the 11.1763.0 and up here where this point is, basically this low and this high right there. Momentum is on your side, change your character. I'd probably just be holding at this point, waiting to see what happens next. If you're day trading, your stop loss is probably going to be right here at 1286.420 though. So it shouldn't be all too bad here. Bitcoin's still trying to fight here for a way to go higher. Probably as more news comes out about CPI, where people can kind of read through the numbers and so forth. Market wants him to cut soon. Not sure if today's numbers were enough for him to say, okay, we're cutting next month. No. Right now, the market's pricing in, what is it? September? This is why I love Benjamin's content. I keep on deleting it because, what do you call? I don't think I'm gonna have to use this thing. It's Twitter time after time. Good source of knowledge though. There we go. Perhaps it could be a catalyst one way or the other, either head down, bull market support band or reverse course. Conditional meeting probabilities. So this is September, 48%, 47. July, 8%, 91% right there for 525 to 550. That's where we currently are. I want to say that. That's where we currently are. So September, I think this probably goes up with this cooler data though. So I think this happens. You may see the 730 tick up a little bit right here, but I think September is where everybody's looking at it to go. Nobody's expecting us to be this high come January, or really when it comes down to December. Yeah. But it looks like everybody's really pricing in about September right here, about half and half. But I think with the good CPI report, that moves it above half, right, above 50% here. And then of course you're going to see a lot more money, a lot more probabilities and stuff like that going forward. It'll be a fun time though. We're going to know a lot more when Jerome Powell comes out later on today. That's going to be big. That's going to be massive right there. And the market's been open for 7 minutes here, guys, as well. So let me see if I can actually find any inflows data here. And there you go. I mean, this is grayscale, so don't get me wrong. This is what grayscale typically does. But you can see Babyfish had a point here with some outflows today. 35 minutes ago, 700, 700, 700, 700. Now, okay, they do this a lot. Don't get me wrong. They actually haven't done it in a hot minute, though. You see right here. Sorry, got dog hair on me. And my dog was playing outside this morning, so he's bringing all those allergies that I hate into the house. BlackRock. Scan this down a little bit here. Oh, BlackRock hasn't done anything so far today. I mean, they bought some Bitcoin yesterday, but nothing else. Fidelity. No, so it's only Grayscale doing stuff right now. That makes me a little bit happier. Okay. Redneck. Yeah, not much is happening as far as new buying going on. Bitwise. Yeah, okay. I mean, these are a whole bunch of shit tokens right here, so don't look at that. But custody. Did we want to check out ARK Invest? Yeah, okay. So only Grayscale is the one selling. I think that's okay. I think that's okay for now. If Grayscale is the only one doing anything bad, we can live with it. We're kind of used to it at this point. If they don't lower interest, then U.S. is going to get a big debt interest rate hike, which means they will have to print more money to cover it up. So no matter what, crypto goes up. Oh yeah, that's why we're long-term holders. Don't get me wrong there. We're just trying to we're playing the mind games of the Fed. We're trying to figure out what the Fed wants to do, the probabilities of it, because when that happens, which it will happen, you know, you're expecting some really nice moves. But these types of thought theories that me and Babyfish are talking about, it kind of like it determines what happens like the next month, basically next few months. So you're gonna have an idea of what Bitcoin may be doing. So maybe if we break it above that level of resistance I've been talking about, what you may see happen here if we have bad inflation is we break out, we go higher a little bit, but then we just start going sideways all over again before even hitting that next resistance level at $100,000. It can be just a shit show there. So we're hoping that everything works out quite well. Because, you know, normally CPI data comes out around the 12th or like the halfway point of every month, right? So the 22nd over here, CPI came out right here last time. Then after that, February, it came out here, gave us the boost, you know, and then over here, March, it kind of topped us off. But point being, if CPI allows us, we can actually have a nice move right there. Bad CPI, I would say right there, and it still managed to hold despite that because that support level was there. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see here. Plus, there's a little bit more of an ETF boom if I'm not being serious, so a little bit different. There you go. Bitcoin's still holding though. That's the good news there. They're selling the pump. Of course they are. They're Wall Street. What else are they gonna do? Remember, they got that mindset right now because Wall Street bets declared war. They're on the war path right now. And GameStop's up, I think, today too, isn't it? Oh no, it went up and then it went down. And it's kind of trying to go back up again. It was up quite a bit, I guess. I thought it was up like 20%. Oh, no, it was up 20% from here to there. Okay, so, I mean, GameStop's pumping up right now, so that's nice to see. And it's, what's today? Today's Friday. So it's still looking like it's doing pretty well. You know what? I have some money on Webull. I wasn't able to buy any of that, let me see. Webull. I wasn't able to buy any of the FFIE stuff. Wasn't able to buy any of this because the liquidity is just horseshit in there. So let me see if I can buy one GameStop call with my limited funds on Webull. I don't really use Webull here, so options. Oh my god, the implied volatility on this shit is insane. 400 fucking %. You could fuck off with that. 9 days. Oh my god, yeah, this is just some bullshit. I'm not even looking at any of that type of stuff. Yeah, that's overpriced horse shit. Alright, let me go over here to FFIE and see if I can actually buy something here. I might have to go with in the money calls at this point. There we go. At least GameStop is making some nice moves though. Or at least it's trying to. You can see right there. MACD's flipping over. 9. Wow, there's been no trades today and it's been 15 minutes. Oh my god, the liquidity there is fucking horrible. Oh, you know why? I'll wait a couple minutes. I forgot, on Webull, you have to pay for live data. You have to pay. So until that 15 minutes has been established, you're not really, you can't see anything. Oh, those bastards over there. It's freaking hilarious. Actually, I gotta move. TD Ameritrade's been having more issues for me since I bought, since they got bought out by Schwab. So I might actually have to be going over to E-Trade pretty soon, or Fidelity. I have to be looking at what my options are. Yeah, no worries, Dormamish. Or Dornamir Shah. There you go. Dornamir? Yeah, there we go. Wonder how GME will do. It was up 22% yesterday, up 3% on open. I mean, it's still looking pretty good if you ask me. I mean, right now it's up 1%, you know? I'd still say it's looking pretty well. I'm just looking for some of this live data here to see if it actually works out. That GameStop implied volatility though, that is insane. It's good for day trading if you wanted to go down that path, but like if you're looking to hold for a few weeks, it can just definitely like be absolutely brutal. It's one of the reasons I don't actually trade too much with GameStop. The good thing I actually would say GameStop right now, it's like 30 bucks. It's relatively cheap, you know what I mean? Like you can buy multiple shares of it if you wanted to go down that path. One more minute and I'll see if I can buy some of this FFIE going on, because it is down a little bit here. Let me see right there. Let's see. Can I do this? LMAX Digital. I gotta figure out more about that company here. Oh, expand. Nah, it's not gonna let me show you guys everything on the side. That's fine though. All right, but we're in a good spot here, guys. With good CPI data, we should be looking at a September rate cut. I doubt it's gonna happen in July. I bet the expectations have gone up. But if somebody asked Jerome Powell about that in July, for like July, he's like, "We're gonna need to see more data. We're very data dependent here at the Fed." That's what you're gonna be looking for there. You're not gonna be saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be cutting in July." No. July's gonna have to be very, very good as well. It doesn't have to beat expectations again. It just has to be good. And then I think September opens it up. Because again, between July right here, the meeting date, and September, there's August. It's hidden in there. Nobody ever thinks of August because it's August. August is right there. That also is going to be one more data point before September. So I'd say right now, September is definitely where I'd be placing my bets. If that's the case for a lot of other people, and data stays relatively good, I think we'll be fine. I think we should be able to move up and break out sometime this month, and then from there again, start to chug up a little bit here. What's my outlook for FFIE? Didn't they recently dilute enough shares to where it won't have significant squeeze anymore? For me, it's definitely something more of a sympathy for GameStop. It's not something I think of definitely by itself. What I'm doing is I'm basically investing like $20 in there because I don't think I have much ability otherwise to do that. Like, no, actually, dude, yeah, there's no trading going on with this at all. There's some. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna bet here. Let me see this. I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet $9 that it hits $1 by next Friday. But so you see how cheap these can be here. Oh wait, I'm actually betting $7. Now let's see if this goes through here. It filled. Okay. So I have one. I have a $7 bet that's going to hit $1 by next Friday. And then really, I'm going to have another one, what is this? 10 cents. I have a 10-cent bet, or excuse me, a $10 bet. It's going to hit $1 by the following Friday after that. And this is me literally just gambling. It's not really much technical analysis or anything really behind it. It's me just having fun. July 12th weeklies, 20 cents. Ooh, well, that's a spread of 8 cents versus 16. I don't like that. What about the July 5th ones? Oh my God, some people are like... There are so many people stuck in positions that they cannot get out of. It's hilarious. Imagine having a bid of 0, all right, and then an ask of 60 cents. See, this is why I'm only doing like 100 because getting out of these trades is going to be hard. Or I can literally just exercise them and then do that as well. But I have to put some more money in Webull. And let's do August 24th. And let's do a 24-cent one for $1. 29 cents. Oh, fuck that. 24. Yeah, there you go. So I'm just taking some random buy orders. I'm thinking of it as a casino, basically. Having some fun. That way I can look at them and see how they work out. But it's definitely going to be something more of a risk at this point. And then Nick, have a good vacation, man. Hot here, water is amazing, going swimming. Oh, I bet it is over there. It's right here, just a matter of time. Be careful of spammers, guys. When they say check out their token, it can be kind of brutal sometimes. You never know if it's going to be a rug pull or something like that. And I haven't had a chance to really look at many meme coins as of late anyway. How's everything holding up, though? I mean, there's still a lot of tokens like the meme coins up 10, 12%, sometimes up 15%. Most other tokens up around 3 to 5%. Some are going up to like 7 and 10% you could see. But really, everything's taking a big breather after the really bad day we had earlier. And I think that's probably the best way to kind of approach this. So I'm gonna hop off here, take a nap. I'll be live again at 10 o'clock. And then from there, we can kind of get ready for the FOMC meeting, have a good time here. Actually, I'll probably, 7 o'clock? I'll probably hop on around 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning here, guys, my time, Pacific time. And then from there, we will get ready for Jerome Powell. I'll have the what do you call popped up again? Whatever this thing is. Is that it right there? Yeah. I'll have CNBC popped up so we can listen to him, have his little speech. He'll be talking. We'll be able to see how the market reacts in real time here. And I think that'll be a good way to go about it. So I'm really tired. So I'm going to go take a nap here again. And hopefully we'll be able to talk about this a little bit more in the next few hours here. I see a 0 token at new price for USTD. Should I just buy what price it is? Newly launched on Binance. Any advice? Highly appreciated. Oh, I don't know. I'm not used to buying new tokens here. Whatever the price is, that's going to be the price. But yeah, just be careful with new tokens usually. I don't have access to Binance, so I'm not entirely sure, my man.